What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another SLA video. All right, guys, let's talk about Shadow Monarch. We're going to do a couple different things. This is going to be for some missions to get you guys some codes, to be exact. So if you are somebody who's supporting or not supporting it, go hit that support button, get yourselves in, and get yourself some codes. You guys can see there's a couple different things you have to do in order to get him for free. So let's talk a little bit about the get him for free aspect, how long it's going to take you for free to play versus pay to win. And I'm going to show you guys some action on how this actual unit works and what the successor is all about. So a couple things to note. First off, you can see here the banner says ongoing. It's a permanent banner, which means everyone and their moms should be working on this permanently until you're done. The reason why is because a full decked out successor will give you almost the same power as a Sun Jinu character. So make sure, guys, if you are a free-to-play player or a dolphin who wants to spend their money somewhere, you work on this Monarch of Shadows, not because of the usage, but just because of the inflation of TP. That is one of the most important things in this game, if not the most important thing in this game, and it's something that you have to do as any player if you plan to do any high-end content, is raise your TP higher, and there's no current better way outside of Shadows and the Monarch successor system. So this is one of the main reasons why this is so important. Now, in order to get him, you want to go to the events tab over here. You guys can see my arrow, and then right over here, you're going to see the Monarch of Shadows crafting. Okay, so here you're going to craft 4 different pieces for him. You guys can see there are 4 different missions to complete. First one's pretty straightforward. Finish chapter 11. Second one is just level him up 1 time, Sun Jinu. Third one is attempt 200 artifact enhancement attempts, I guess. I already said attempts, but essentially what you want to do is go and craft some of these things, get to level 20, do it numerous times, 10 times to be exact, and then you'll be ready to get this one done. And this is probably the longest one. Consume dungeon entry keys 500 times, which I just completed. So once you do that, guys, you see you get the 4 pieces here, and then you can go ahead and get yourself the Shadow Successor. Now, I want to talk real quick. We did get a code yesterday, or not a code. We got I guess a reward yesterday, or day before, or something like that, where they gave us a buttload of keys. Make sure you guys save those. I hope some of you guys did, and you guys can then get the Monarch the first day. If you didn't, if by chance you didn't save those, there are a couple codes that were given out yesterday that gives you 100 essence or 100 keys. Plus, if you are not a supporter yet, as I mentioned already, you guys can see right over here, I do have a code for all supporters right here, which will give you guys 1 Workshop of Brilliant Light invitation plus 100 dungeon entry keys to help you get along this way. So if you're not supporting, guys, make sure all you got to do is literally go to my description of every single video or the comment section that's pinned. Go to this link, click that support button right there, get yourselves into the program, and I will send you guys manually, that's right, I have to send it to everyone manually, a code. And what you'll have to do is when you get the code, just log into your account here to the My page, and then go to the supporter tab in the Coupon history, and then you'll be able to download that code. All right, so once we get him, what happens next? So let's go ahead and do this real quick. We'll go ahead and craft him, guys, and you guys will see exactly what happens. You'll get a copy of the Shadow Monarch for free. Now, does that mean anything? All right, let's go over this. Okay, he looks amazing, by the way. So you get an A0 copy. The event has ended. Cool. Now what? What next, guys? What is the way now to pursue getting more copies of him? Because when you go to his banner, you guys can see here, I've got 5 tickets here, and I had 30 here, and I've used them already, and now I'm stuck. So how do we get these duplicate copies? This is going to be very important for you guys. This is going to take a lot of time. If you're free to play, now I want to say currently it's going to take a lot of time. The reason why I say the word current is because I have a strong inkling that Netmarble tends to do this, is they'll create a problem and they'll give us a solution, right? So they've created a problem now where if you look at the honor shop, this is the only way to get the actual legacy seals right here. And you can only get 5 a week, guys, 5 a week. So which means it'll take you up to a year to max out this character. Yeah, sounds pretty psychotic, right? So I have a funny feeling that they know that what's happening here is they want everyone to go ahead and get this maxed out who wants to pay for it. And then a couple months down the line, they're going to introduce probably more ways to get this. If they don't, then we're screwed. It's going to take us almost a year to complete this A5 unit. Now, I've gone ahead and bought him out on my pay to win, so we're going to go talk about that there. But as free to play, this is how you get him. And is he useful? Absolutely not. Not right now. For new players, yes, he's going to be fun and useful because you're doing easy content. For veterans, this is a joke to us. We're not going to use this. You're going to use your remnants until you max them out to A3, 4, 5, etc. Right? So whatever you guys can do at that point. So make sure you understand that it's going to take some time and don't expect to get this right away. All right, now let's go into the actual gameplay and talk a little bit about his skills. All right, guys, so let's go into some actual battles with the Shadow Monarch so you can see what he's all about. You guys can see, first off, he does look badass, and there's a couple things you need to know about this fight. So first off, in terms of skills, it's pretty straightforward. It's basic skill 1, basic skill 2 into a QTE, then basic skill 1, basic skill 2 into the core attack 8 times, and then again into the QTE, and you continue doing this essentially every time, right? So basic skill 1 here, we can see basic skill 1 right there, basic skill 2 into QTE, and then core attack 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then into same skills again, core attack, etc. Right? So you guys can see QTE again, boom, right there, and then you continue doing the core attack again and again and again and again until 8 times is over, and then you guys can see another QTE pops up, and then back into skill 1, back into skill 2, core attack 8 times again, and then you continue the same onslaught you've been doing. Now, the ultimate does look pretty badass, I will admit. Here you guys can see right here, we're going to do it. This is the ultimate. He does dry down cancel, jumps down all the way, and then does a massive amount of damage right there. Now, the best place to use this character is going to be during overload phases, okay? It's very important to remember that overload phases are going to be where it matters. Now, when it comes down to what to upgrade, we're going to talk about that one next. I think that's super important. You guys will see that it does matter where you focus on first. And honestly, where the focus should really lie for most players is going to be the weapon first, because it does do more damage during the overload phase. And don't forget to do this, guys. The Successor Archive will give you free Essence Stones, and it's an easy way to get yourself more things along the way, right? So let's go ahead in here and see now, just for free-to-play players, just so you're aware, this is going to take you a very, very, very long time. The only way to upgrade him is through these legacy tickets, and the only way to get that right now is through the Honor Shop, which does take quite a bit of time. So don't expect to get this done for at least a couple months. I'd say maybe 6 or 7 months, and maybe that's being generous, but I'm pretty confident that Netmarble is going to find ways to introduce other ways to get tickets outside of this Honor Shop. So I know they like to create problems and then give us solutions to look better. I always say that, and I think that's still going to be the case. Okay, let's go over the actual skills for the Successor and talk a little bit about where you want to focus on when it comes down to upgrades and other places. Okay, so first off, you guys can see all of his skills here. It's pretty much doing all damage skills. There really isn't anything else you need to know except for this part here in the unique domain realm of the dead. If the target is in a break state, it increases the break duration by 6 seconds. If the target is in state by dark overload, it increases it by 15 seconds. And this is what I was referring to. This is where you really, really want to take advantage. So do not summon him or do not become him until you are actually in the overload stage, because it will increase the duration and increases the dark damage by 150% and the shadow attack damage by 3,000. So make sure you use your shadows during that phase as well. And then ends after 30 seconds. And then when the ends, automatically uses Sovereign Doom. And then over here, you guys can see using the skill increases the entire team's dark overload damage by 30%. So fantastic for Guild Boss. And then over here, you guys can see as well to the QTE, what it does. When the skill hits, it decreases the defense by 60% for 15 seconds. So essentially your shadow step. And then of course the ultimate here. Okay, so all this stuff is very important. And he has other things as well too that he offers. So make sure, guys, when you are doing this, to focus on the right things. Now, when it comes down to the actual banner and what to upgrade first, as I mentioned, the weapons should be the first thing you focus on. The weapon is probably going to be his most dominant thing, and it's one of the things that you absolutely want to make sure you do, right? And this is how you upgrade. You get these Monarch of Shadow success datas, and you have to use these substitute rewards in order to push this through and level up some of his skills. And once you level up the weapons, his skills will follow suit as well too, right? You guys can see here's the preview of him, and then this is the max version of him. He has got the same stats as Sun Janu essentially at the end of the day, and then you guys see right over here, all of this stays at level 1, and then you just have to level up the weapon. So start with the weapon, and I believe it goes next to that. I believe it's the head next, and then it's like the body and the bracers. So I think there's 4 different sections to upgrade, if I recall. But these are all things that you'll have to do over time. This is nothing that's going to be easy. It's going to take you a little bit of effort to do, guys. And most importantly, it's just going to be a grind. So anyone who's free to play, get ready for a very, very long and tedious, and I really mean a tedious time to do this. Anyone who's pay to win, of course, like my account, you guys can max him out right away if you want to. And you guys can see right over here, he does core attack specialist, unique domain, and shadow enhancement. So again, did Netmarble do a good job with this? I think it was generous of them to give us a free copy, sure, but do I think that it was a smart move to make it completely grind worthy and have this only the same methods of getting it done? I don't think that was a good move. I think right now there's a lot of issues with this system. I think the fact that it's such a TP advantage for everybody who has it maxed out is a pretty big deal, and I think for those players
who have, like you guys can see a little bit of action over here. And for anybody who doesn't have a maxed out, you're at a pretty big disadvantage. So I think at the moment, Netmarble really needs to rethink some of this and really like figure out what they want this character to be and what this character to do. Because at the moment, I don't see a use for maxing him out outside of TP. Like, and honestly, using him once in a while during overload phases. So I think personally, everybody who is free to play should focus on maxing him out over time just for TP sync, but I don't think he's going to make a big enough impact in the game to really matter. So that's my take on it, guys. Let me know what you guys think on it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.